On this special day, the 16th of September 2025, we welcome you to a space dedicated to honouring the memories of those who've recently departed and others whose impact lives on forever. Together, we'll reflect on their journeys and also discuss the heartfelt struggles of WWE star Randy Orton. Subscribe and stand with us in keeping their memories alive. James Harris, better known to wrestling fans as Kamala, was born on May 28, 1950, in Senatobia, Mississippi. He became one of professional wrestling's most memorable figures, leaving a lasting impact with his larger-than-life persona and unforgettable character work. Rising to prominence during the 1980s and 1990s, Kamala captivated audiences in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, with his portrayal of a menacing Ugandan giant. His look, complete with face paint, a loincloth, and a distinctive mask, made him instantly recognizable and added to his mystique as a savage, unstoppable force in the ring. Kamala made his wrestling debut in the early 1970s and steadily built a reputation across multiple promotions, including the AWA and WCW. Known for his raw power and surprisingly agile in-ring style, he thrilled fans with his signature move, the Kamala Splash, a diving maneuver that showcased both his strength and athleticism. Over the years, Kamala squared off against some of wrestling's biggest names, including Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker, creating memorable feuds that are still talked about today. Beyond his matches, he became a symbol of perseverance, breaking barriers as one of the prominent African-American wrestlers of his era. Off-screen, Kamala's warm personality and humility were often noted by those who knew him, showing a side far removed from his fearsome in-ring character. He passed away at the age of 70 due to complications from diabetes, leaving behind a legacy that goes beyond wrestling. Kamala remains a beloved figure whose impact on the sport and on fans around the world will never be forgotten. Peggy Lee Leather, born on January 19, 1959, was a trailblazer in the world of professional wrestling whose impact is still fondly remembered. Passing away at the age of 64, she left behind a legacy defined by strength, determination, and an unwavering love for the sport. Leather rose to prominence during the 1980s and 1990s, a period when women's wrestling was fighting for greater recognition. Her blend of technical skill, athleticism, and charismatic presence in the ring made her a standout performer. Leather's career took her through several notable promotions, including the American Wrestling Association, AWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, where she captured the attention of fans with her dynamic style and fierce competitive spirit. She was not just a wrestler, but a performer who knew how to connect with audiences, leaving lasting impressions with every match. Off the mat, Peggy Lee Leather was equally influential. She championed the cause of women in professional wrestling, advocating for greater opportunities and representation for female athletes. Many wrestlers who followed credit her mentorship and guidance for helping them navigate the challenges of the industry. Even after stepping away from active competition, Leather stayed connected to wrestling as a trainer and promoter, shaping the next generation of talent with the same passion that defined her own career. Her passing is deeply felt across the wrestling community, but her contributions and pioneering spirit continue to inspire fans and athletes alike. Peggy Lee Leather's legacy is one of resilience, empowerment, and a love for wrestling that will never be forgotten. Bushwhacker Butch, born Robert Butch Miller on October 21, 1944, in Wellington, New Zealand, was a beloved figure in professional wrestling whose career spanned more than 5 decades. He is best remembered as one half of the iconic tag team, the Bushwhackers, alongside his longtime partner, Luke Williams. Butch began wrestling in the 1960s across New Zealand and Australia, eventually teaming with Luke to form the Sheepherders. In this early incarnation, the duo was known for their intense no-holds-barred style, often engaging in bloody, hard-hitting matches that earned them a reputation as one of the toughest teams in the business. Fans of hardcore wrestling respected their ruthless approach, and their matches left a lasting impression on audiences worldwide. Their careers took a playful turn when they joined the World Wrestling Federation in the late 1980s, rebranding as the Bushwhackers. Shedding their violent image, Butch and Luke embraced a comedic, family-friendly persona. Their quirky entrance, marching with flailing arms and interacting with fans by licking heads, quickly made them fan favourites. Camouflage gear, bush hats and missing teeth completed their memorable look, creating one of wrestling's most instantly recognisable duos. Though they never captured the WWF Tag Team Championship, their charm and connection with fans of all ages ensured lasting popularity. Even after leaving WWF, Butch continued appearing at wrestling events and conventions, delighting fans with his energy and warmth. In 2015, the Bushwhackers were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, honouring their contributions to the sport. Butch passed away on April 2, 2023, at 78, leaving behind a legacy of joy, laughter, and unforgettable moments in wrestling history. Billy Graham, born Eldridge Wayne Coleman on June 7, 1943, in Phoenix, Arizona, was a wrestling icon whose influence shaped generations of performers. Before stepping into the ring, Graham made a name for himself in bodybuilding, even training alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger, which helped him develop the remarkable physique that would later define his wrestling persona. Debuting in 1969 as Superstar Billy Graham, a name inspired by the famous evangelist, he immediately stood out. His bleached blonde hair, tie-dye robes and chiseled frame broke the mold of traditional wrestling appearances. More than his look, Graham revolutionized the art of promos, delivering rhymes and bold boasts with charisma and confidence, setting a blueprint for future stars. Graham reached the pinnacle of his career in 1977 when he defeated Bruno Sammartino to win the WWE, then WWF, Heavyweight Championship. As one of the first heels to hold the title for a long stretch, he captivated audiences with both his talent and larger-than-life personality, defending the championship for nearly 10 months against a roster of top challengers. His influence is evident in legends like Hulk Hogan, Jesse the Body Ventura, and Ric Flair, all of whom borrowed elements of his flamboyance, promo style, and presence. Outside the ring, Graham faced struggles with injuries and health issues, partly linked to steroid use, yet he remained outspoken and engaged with the wrestling world. Inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004, Graham's impact on wrestling endures. He passed away on May 17, 2023, at 79, leaving behind a legacy of innovation, charisma, and inspiration that continues to echo in the sport he helped transform. Del Wilkes, born on December 8, 1961, was an American professional wrestler whose legacy is remembered for both his skill in the ring and his larger-than-life patriotic persona. Wrestling fans from the 1990s will fondly recall him as the Patriot, a character that captured the hearts of audiences with his red, white and blue mask and unwavering commitment to embodying American pride. Wilkes began his wrestling journey in the mid-1980s, cutting his teeth in various independent promotions before stepping onto bigger stages. His combination of technical skill and raw power quickly made him a standout performer, able to hold his own against some of the era's biggest names. By 1997, he was competing in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where the Patriot became a fan favorite, engaging in memorable matches and rivalries with stars like Bret Hart and Vader. Beyond the WWF, Wilkes also found success in World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and the American Wrestling Federation, AWF, participating in intense feuds, tag team battles, and championship pursuits that showcased his versatility and dedication. Outside the squared circle, Del was known for his friendly nature, professionalism, and genuine love for wrestling. Fans and colleagues alike admired his passion and humility, traits that made him more than just a performer. Del Wilkes passed away at the age of 59, leaving behind a legacy of inspiration. His work as the Patriot, his memorable matches, and his dedication to his craft continue to resonate with wrestling fans. For many, he remains a symbol of courage, heart, and the timeless appeal of a wrestler who gave everything for the love of the sport. Randy Orton is more than just a name in professional wrestling. He is an institution. Over 2 decades, he has captivated audiences worldwide, establishing himself as one of WWE's most decorated and enduring superstars. Known for his cold precision, the devastating RKO, and an uncanny ability to adapt in the ring, Orton's career is a testament to both natural talent and relentless determination. Yet, beneath the fame, the championships and the accolades lies a narrative often less discussed: the grueling toll that professional wrestling has taken on his body. For Orton, the journey has not been without hardship. Years of physically demanding matches, relentless travel schedules, and high-stakes bouts have left him facing injuries that could have ended careers, testing both his body and his spirit. From the earliest days of his career to the present, Orton has battled a range of injuries, some minor but persistent, others severe enough to threaten his future in the ring. Among the most significant are his chronic shoulder issues, debilitating back injuries, and the spinal complications that emerged in 2022. Each injury tells a story of pain, determination, and recovery, and together they paint a picture of a wrestler who refuses to give in to adversity. A career shaped by physical intensity. Randy Orton's wrestling style is both an art and a high-risk endeavor. As a third-generation wrestler, he inherited a deep understanding of the sport, learning from the experiences of his father, WWE Hall of Famer Bob Orton Jr. But that knowledge also came with an awareness of the physical demands the sport places on its athletes. Orton's approach combines athleticism, technical precision, and brute force, a combination that makes him one of the most versatile performers in the industry, but also increases the likelihood of injuries. From his debut in 2002, Orton was pushed into the spotlight, engaging in grueling matches against some of WWE's top talent. High-impact moves, countless falls, and intense physical storytelling in the ring all contributed to cumulative wear and tear on his body. While his resilience and dedication allowed him to continue performing at an elite level, it became clear early on that the very traits that made him a superstar, agility, aggressiveness, and tenacity, also made him susceptible to repeated injuries. Chronic shoulder struggles, one of the earliest and most persistent issues Orton faced, revolved around his shoulders. In the early 2000s, just as his career was gaining momentum, Orton suffered a significant shoulder injury that sidelined him for months. This was only the beginning of what would become a recurring challenge throughout his career. His hypermobile shoulders, while beneficial for flexibility and certain moves in the ring, made him particularly prone to dislocations. In 2010, during a high-profile match against Edge at Over the Limit, Orton dislocated his shoulder once again. The injury was both painful and alarming, given the frequency of his shoulder issues. Medical experts explained that his joint's natural hypermobility increased the risk of such injuries, and although he underwent procedures to stabilize the shoulder, these measures could not entirely prevent recurrence. Over the years, shoulder dislocations became an unwelcome but familiar companion, often requiring Orton to take extended breaks from wrestling to recover fully. By 2015, Orton faced another major setback when he required shoulder surgery. The operation demanded months away from the ring and intensive rehabilitation. Doctors reportedly even suggested that he consider stepping back from professional wrestling, warning about the long-term consequences of continuing at such a high level of physicality. Yet Orton's determination never wavered. He committed himself to recovery, enduring the painstaking process of physical therapy and regaining strength in his shoulder, eventually making a triumphant return to the squared circle. The persistent threat of back injuries. While shoulder injuries were a recurring concern, Orton's back has been the site of some of the most severe challenges of his career. Over time, years of high-impact maneuvers, heavy lifts and intense matches gradually took a toll on his spine. While he has experienced various back strains and aches over the years, the injury that emerged in 2022 was particularly alarming. During a series of WWE matches, Orton began experiencing significant pain and weakness in his lower back, which led to a diagnosis of cervical cord neuropraxia, a condition affecting the spinal cord. This condition, characterized by temporary nerve dysfunction, can cause numbness, weakness, and in severe cases, long-term complications. For a professional wrestler, this kind of injury is particularly concerning because it directly affects core strength, mobility, and overall in-ring performance. To address the issue, Orton underwent a major spinal fusion surgery in late 2022. Spinal fusion is a serious procedure in which two or more vertebrae are permanently joined to stabilize the spine. While it can alleviate pain and prevent further injury, it also carries risks, including reduced flexibility and the potential for complications that could end a wrestler's career. Despite the gravity of the situation, Orton approached recovery with the same focus and determination that has defined his career, committing to extensive physical therapy and a rigorous rehabilitation program designed to restore mobility and strength. The psychological and emotional struggle injuries of this magnitude are not only physically taxing, they take a significant psychological toll as well. For someone like Orton, whose identity is deeply intertwined with wrestling, the fear of being unable to perform again is a constant undercurrent during recovery. Each setback, each flare-up of pain or slow day in therapy tests not just physical limits, but emotional resilience. Orton has spoken in interviews about the frustration of watching peers perform while he was sidelined, the challenge of maintaining focus during rehabilitation, and the importance of mindset in overcoming serious injury. The wrestling world is uniquely unforgiving in this regard. Fans expect performers to deliver at the highest level, and the pressure to return to form can be overwhelming. Yet Orton has navigated this landscape with a quiet determination, refusing to allow rumors or fear to dictate his path. Even when whispers emerged suggesting that his wrestling days might be over, Orton continued to push forward, demonstrating a remarkable balance of realism and hope. Rumors, speculation, and the reality of Orton's health. Throughout his career, Randy Orton has been the subject of countless rumors regarding his health. With injuries as public and severe as his shoulder and spinal issues, speculation is almost inevitable. In 2023, reports circulated suggesting that WWE officials had advised Orton not to return to the ring. Some sources claimed that his cervical cord neuropraxia could lead to permanent paralysis, while others hinted at undisclosed injuries that might jeopardize his career. While it is true that cervical cord neuropraxia carries risks, credible medical sources have not confirmed that Orton faces permanent paralysis. WWE, known for its stringent medical clearance protocols, ensures that no performer competes unless they are physically cleared. Orton's own team, including trainers, physical therapists, and close family members, have consistently stated that he remains committed to recovery and has not ruled out a return. His father, Bob Orton Jr., has publicly supported him, emphasizing that while the injury was serious, Randy's determination and discipline give hope for a comeback. This balance of caution and ambition underscores the reality of Orton's situation. Injuries may slow him down, but they have not diminished his spirit. His commitment to rehabilitation, combined with WWE's medical oversight, ensures that if a return is possible, it will be executed safely and strategically. Recent injury, setbacks, and the unyielding spirit. In early 2025, fans were once again reminded of the physical risks inherent in wrestling. During a high-intensity match on SmackDown, Orton suffered a minor setback while performing a complex aerial maneuver. The move resulted in a flare-up of his lower back issues, causing immediate pain and forcing a temporary halt to the match. WWE's medical team intervened, assessing the situation and providing on-the-spot care. While the injury was less severe than his 2022 spinal fusion, it highlighted the ongoing vulnerability of his back and the careful management required to maintain his career. Orton approached this setback with characteristic resilience. Rather than allowing it to discourage him, he integrated it into his broader rehabilitation strategy, emphasizing strengthening, conditioning, and cautious return-to-ring protocols. Observers noted that he remained active in training, focusing on low-impact exercises and core stability to protect his spine. This proactive approach reflects both his experience and his enduring commitment to wrestling, ensuring that even minor injuries are managed strategically to prevent more serious consequences. Rehabilitation, the long, steady climb. Back rehabilitation for an athlete of Orton's caliber is a multifaceted process. Following spinal surgery, he underwent months of structured physical therapy to rebuild strength, flexibility, and endurance. The therapy included a combination of stretching, resistance training, mobility exercises, and gradual reintroduction to wrestling-specific movements. Beyond the physical aspect, rehabilitation also involved mental conditioning, teaching Orton to trust his body again and approach movements with both caution and confidence. Recent updates indicate that Orton has been diligent in maintaining his fitness. He has been spotted training with a focus on cardiovascular health, flexibility, and controlled wrestling maneuvers. This dedication suggests a potential path back to active competition, albeit with carefully managed expectations. WWE is known for giving legends like Orton the opportunity to return safely, often with adjusted schedules and reduced high-impact sequences to extend their careers while minimizing risk. The legacy of Randy Orton. Despite the injuries and the rumors, Randy Orton's legacy is already firmly cemented in professional wrestling history. He has earned multiple WWE championships, delivered countless memorable matches, and played pivotal roles in some of the company's most iconic storylines. Known as the Viper for his methodical, calculating style, Orton has repeatedly demonstrated that resilience is as much a part of his persona as his in-ring skill. The narrative of his career is not just about victories and championships, it is also about perseverance. Orton's willingness to confront pain, undergo surgery, endure rehabilitation, and return to the ring illustrates a rare combination of physical courage and mental toughness. Fans continue to respect and admire him not just for what he does inside the ring, but for how he confronts challenges outside of it. Even with the persistent threat of injuries, Orton remains a figure who inspires both colleagues and fans. Wrestlers who have faced similar setbacks, such as Edge and Daniel Bryan, have successfully returned to the ring, suggesting that medical advancements and careful rehabilitation make comebacks possible. Should Orton return, it will be a testament not only to modern medicine, but to his unwavering determination and love for the sport. Looking ahead, the future of the Viper. The question of whether Randy Orton will return to in-ring competition remains unanswered, but optimism is warranted. His disciplined approach to rehabilitation, commitment to fitness, and cautious management of his body suggest that a return is plausible. Should it happen, it is likely to be under conditions designed to protect his long-term health. Lighter schedules, fewer high-risk maneuvers, and perhaps a more strategic in-ring style that emphasizes psychology and storytelling over sheer physicality. Even if Orton ultimately chooses to step away from active competition, his impact on the industry will remain profound. He has redefined what it means to be a modern professional wrestler, blending athleticism, charisma, and storytelling in a way few have matched. His legacy extends beyond championships. It is also about resilience, passion, and the unyielding pursuit of excellence despite adversity. Conclusion: Randy Orton's enduring spirit. Randy Orton's journey through professional wrestling has been marked by incredible triumphs and formidable challenges. His career has spanned more than 20 years, filled with championship victories, unforgettable matches, and moments of pure spectacle. Yet behind the scenes, the physical and emotional toll of the sport has been immense. From chronic shoulder dislocations to a severe spinal injury and subsequent rehabilitation, Orton's path has been anything but easy. Through it all, he has remained a model of resilience and determination. Each injury, each setback, and each rumour has been met with a combination of realism and relentless drive. Randy Orton is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure, adapt, and triumph over adversity. Whether he wrestles again or chooses a new chapter outside the ring, his legacy as the Viper is secure, an enduring symbol of perseverance, courage, and an unrelenting passion for professional wrestling. In the eyes of fans and fellow performers alike, Randy Orton will always be remembered not just for his in-ring achievements, but for his refusal to let injuries define him. His story reminds us that true greatness in wrestling, as in life, is measured not only by victories, but by the spirit with which one confronts challenges, overcomes obstacles, and continues to pursue one's passion, no matter the odds.